What's up with it, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Raider Honcho, and I'm back with a brand new video for you.
You gotta end somebody's dream. You gotta take their job. You gotta take their heart.
Now, we all heard of Drake. We know Drake from Canada. We know the guy that was running through the six with his woes. Well, we got a Drake. We got a six god. And I call him the six god because I think he's going to be the person who makes a difference between scoring 6 and scoring 3 in the red zone. So this guy ain't running through the 6 with his woes. He's running, scoring 6 with his bros. That's what it is. And we all know Kenyon Drake, to me, was a big addition for this team in free agency. I did a power rankings of the free agents that I would like the Raiders to get, and I had Kenyon Drake on that list. I was so excited when we signed Kenyon Drake because to me, Kenyon Drake might be the most important signing we had this offseason. And I know plenty of you guys will disagree with me or agree with me. Get down in the comments and let me know, but I just feel like I know our defense struggled last year a lot. Our defense was pretty terrible. It was pretty awful. But to me, I felt like just getting Gus Bradley made our defense better, honestly. So there's not one particular player we signed. I know Unique and all his greatness and all that he's going to provide for us on that defensive line, our defensive front, gives us some credibility there. I still think a lot of the difference between us winning games last year was the defense, but also us not being able to score 6 in the red zone. We got in the red zone plenty of times and just couldn't get the job done. So to me, even though our defense was trash and terrible, I do think that we left a lot of points out there on the field that I think we won't do this year. So to me, Kenyon Drake is, if he's not the best signing of this offseason, to me, in my opinion, from what I've seen with my 2 eyes, getting red zone help was a big deal breaker for me in this offseason. I think we did that. I think Jon Gruden needs to get a little more creative in the red zone. I also think we needed a little more talent to get done in the red zone. So I'm really excited about the Kenyon Drake signing. And honestly, even if we didn't have Josh Jacobs, because this is going to be a two-headed monster. This is going to be a running back by committee. We all know that Josh Jacobs deals with injuries. We all know that Jon Gruden doesn't like to let him play the whole season, the whole games. He rests Josh Jacobs a lot, and I don't know what the reason is. I know he ends up with a lot of carries at the end of the year, but he gets those in sometimes single games. It's not like every game he gets the workload. Some games he doesn't get that many carries. Some games he gets a boatload of carries. So I just feel like there's going to be a running back by committee. But in my opinion, if we didn't have Josh Jacobs, and you told me Kenyon Drake was going to be our starting running back, I would be totally okay with that. I am not saying that Kenyon Drake is just as good as Josh Jacobs, but I am just saying I would be comfortable if Kenyon Drake had to be our starting running back. I didn't feel that way with Jennings. I don't feel that way with Rashad. I don't feel that way with Riddick. I don't feel that way with any other running backs we have. But if you told me, even if Josh Jacobs wasn't on the team, and you told me our starting running back was Kenyon Drake, I wouldn't feel like, oh, we need to get way better at the running back position. I think Kenyon Drake is really good. He's actually gained over 1,000 yards from scrimmage the last 3 years. 3 years in a row, he has gotten more than 1,000 yards from scrimmage. And it's not just running the ball, it's also receiving the ball. And I feel like with Derek Carr, who takes some time to go through his progressions and doesn't take time to go through his progressions. He likes to get rid of the ball pretty quick. And sometimes if it's not open downfield right away, he likes to dump it down. And I feel like Kenyon Drake is almost like having another wide receiver on the field to dump it down to. So I do think he's going to play a big part in the passing game and the receiving game. I do think he's going to get a lot of catches and a lot of touches. But, I mean, he also can run the ball. I mean, in 2018... he had 535 rushing yards. He averaged 4.5 a carry, but then he added 477 receiving yards. So when you talk about a guy, I mean, he had 5 receiving touchdowns in 2018 to go along with his 4 rushing touchdowns. In 2019, he had 817 rushing yards, averaged 4.8 a carry, and he also added almost 400 receiving yards. So he had a total of 8 touchdowns that year. 2019, he played for 2 teams. Oh, not 2019. In 2020, he ran for 955 yards. He only added 137 receiving yards, but he had 10 rushing touchdowns. So this is a guy that to me is a starting caliber player, a starting caliber running back, and we got him. So I know a lot of people were complaining about like the contract, $11 million. I didn't complain one bit about the contract. And you know, I'm always a stiffler when it comes to paying people this money in the NFL because you just never know what production you're going to get from them. But Kenyon Drake was a guy for 2 years, $11 million. I thought it was completely worth it because not not only is he a backup running back, he could be a starting running back. You never know. 17 games now. We don't know what the injuries are going to look like. He's a guy that I'm totally comfortable with being the starting running back if he had to be. And he's a guy that, you know, you could add in the receiving game as well. So, but I call him the sixth God, and I'm going to call him the sixth God because I really do think he's going to be a big reason why we get 6 instead of 3 points. So what I mean by that is he adds so much versatility. All right, you have Darren Waller, you have Renfro, you have Ruggs, you have Edwards, you have Josh Jacobs. Now you add a guy like Kenyon Drake in there. It's really like, who are you going to choose to stop? Who are you going to game plan for? Now, I've been on the record saying that I would love to see a Wildcat offense between Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake and just either hand it off to one or the other. But I will admit, as much as I'm so down on Marcus Mariota getting in the game, getting playing time, because I believe your backup quarterback should be your backup quarterback, I will say that as much as I love Derek Carr and as much as I don't want to see Marcus Mariota throw the ball, I would love to see a Wildcat offense package in the red zone for Marcus Mariota and Kenyon Drake to just either read and react, read option, all that kind of stuff. Quarterback keepers, handoff, even maybe a little pass off of that, a little RPO off of that. I am good with that because it's not something you have to use all the time, but it is something to throw a wrinkle in there. Only if you do it once or twice a game. I'm not saying every time you get in the red zone you put Marcus Mariota in because then it becomes predictable, but let's say on 1st and goal, you put Marcus Mariota in there and do a little read option with Kenyon Drake or Josh Jacobs, and then you bring Carr back in if that doesn't work. But I just feel like Kenyon Drake can get it done. Kenyon Drake is a 4-4 guy. Right, he runs a 4.4 and a 40. He's 6'1", over 200 pounds, so he's not little and he's quick. And he finds the holes, man. I'll do an all-22 video about Kenyon Drake's running style and how he finds creases and stuff like that. But I just think Kenyon Drake is really good. I'm calling him the sixth guy because I think that guy is going to get us 6 points more than some people believe. I think he'll be worth every penny of that $11 million that we're giving him. And that's just my opinion. So get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you like the video, like the video. If you like the content on this channel, please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to check out RaiderHoncho.com. Hit me up on Instagram and Twitter. Both are at Raider Honcho. Until the next time. Raider Honcho out.